about me, I've been good myself. I feel like the year is moving really fast for my liking. Because I feel like I just started the year for me, because I started a new job in March, and this is now end of April, so it will be around 2 months of me in the job, and I feel like, whoa, slow down. Yeah, so I enjoy my new job. I mean, I started a new job and I moved to a different city, so I love my new job. And okay, love is a big word. I like my new job. I'm okay with my new job. I don't love it. I like my new job, and I like my new job, and I like my new city. I think just everything that's happening in terms of I don't even want to call what I'm doing a career, guys, because it's not a career.
It's a joke.
It's not a career, but it's a job, you know. When it comes to my job and my living situation and kind of like that aspect, I feel like, yeah, where I'm staying and my job, it's a bit of an upgrade from last year, because last year was a mess. So I'm a lot at peace right now in terms of, like, you know, going to work and not coming back home and having that anxiety of, you know, how can I put this? You know, when you think about going to work and you're so anxious, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I don't have that anxiety when I think about my job or having to go to the workplace. So that gives me a lot of peace. And also just thinking about my work on the weekends, you know what I mean? Last year there were times where on Sunday night, like, I had to do PPTs and think about, like, it was just hell. So right now I'm at peace. I'm really not stressing about my job. Like, honestly, I'm not stressed about my job. Of course, there is nothing that is perfect, so there are moments where I just feel like, oh, but what I tell myself is, do I get paid to do this? Like, in a sense of, when I come across something that could potentially be a problem, I look at it and I think, is this my job description? Why am I stressing about this? Do I get paid for this? And if I don't get paid for it, it's not my job description. I'm like, well, it can be as dysfunctional as it wants to be, because I'm just here to work. I'm not going to come and change things in this place. I'm not going to come and be super innovative, because I don't get paid I'm not going to get paid for these ideas. I'm not going to get paid to change anything. I'm not going to get paid to stress about, you know, oh, is it working? Is it not working? I'm like, okay, this is someone's organization. I'm paid to teach. I come here and I teach. Anything else that I see that is potentially destructive but has got nothing to do with me, I'm like, I'm leaving it there. So I think that has also helped me a lot in terms of being, I don't know if you've read the book, The Subtle Art of How Not to Give a Fuck. I think that has also helped me choose literally that book, although I don't think it has been well written, but I think the gist of it all, what they stand for, the gist of it, or what message they're trying to portray in the book, I think really helped me, because now I'm able to decipher, like, do I really care about this? Is this important to me? No. Next. You know what I mean? Instead of worrying about it, because everything in the world is really going to bother you. Everything in the world is going to upset you some way, somehow, but you need to choose what is important for you, you know, and then decide, you know, how to deal with those things that are important to you. So that has really helped me at work. Even when I see, like, things, I'm just like, well, not my organization, so I don't care.
Right.
They'll deal with it. Because then the next thing, now you're gonna go and speak to your director and tell them that, look, I see that this is a problem XYZ, and this is how we could potentially deal with it. And then they're gonna come with they pushing, then it's like back and forth, because you're trying to change, and he's like, no, I like the way that things are. I no longer involve myself in those type of things. I just really go there and do my job, and I think that has helped me a lot. And yeah, meditation. I'm glad that you started meditation, because I started meditation about 2 years ago when my anxiety was peaking, and at the time I was still trying to understand, you know, really understand my anxiety, and I didn't really know what was going on with me, or rather, like, how to put it into words and describe the way that I that I was feeling, and that led to so much insomnia and lack of sleep. So I've always been using guided meditation, especially throughout the night. Like there are these 8-hour sessions that you can find on like YouTube. So I've been doing that for quite some time now, and I'm glad to hear another person say how therapeutic it has been for them. And there are times where I'm obviously less stressed or edgy or anxious, and I can have a normal sleep without using it. But these past few weeks, maybe since I've moved here, I was a little bit on edge and not feeling good. Like I was just confused. I wasn't really in a good space with my personal life and stuff. So I needed that type of I needed to build myself again, you know. So listening to that and falling asleep to that and waking up to that, you know, kind of helped me as well. And a month ago, almost a month, because the next week will be my 4th session, I also decided to do therapy.
We love therapy.
So I got a therapist back in South Africa, because trying to find a therapist in Korea was really difficult, and actually super expensive, like ridiculously expensive. So it was also cheaper for me to use therapy at home because of the currency exchange. And also just being easy to just check on Google for therapists in Cape Town or whatever. So I found an amazing woman, and we do online sessions. And honestly, like, I can't really say, I'm not going to talk a lot about that experience in terms of whether it's working or not, because I've only had 3 sessions with her, but I know my last session was just amazing. Like my last session, I was like, this is why I'm here. And I was like, yeah, this is why I'm here, and this is why I needed to do this. And you know, like, there's something that I've also been like, you know, when you talk about the overthinking earlier on, oh my God, overthinking is just a disaster. It's so crippling, because overthinking is nothing that happens when you overthink is based on rationale. Like, it's just potential things that could possibly happen that are not. It's nothing that is happening, it's everything that you think could happen, and anything that, and it's not just one scenario of what could happen. It's like, if this could happen, how would I deal with it? Oh shit, but this could also happen, how would I deal with that? It's a mess. Like, you can go on a tangent if you don't stop yourself, you know what I mean? So I was in a situation where I was literally overthinking everything, and I'm just like, I don't even like overthinking. I don't want to do this. Like, can I just switch it off? Like, it's hell. So I think having a conversation with her and just telling her things that I know if I were to maybe tell a friend or tell someone close to me, like, they probably would think you are crazy for having these type of thoughts, you know what I mean? And I felt like with my therapist, I want to be as transparent as I can, because bitch, I'm paying you. Okay, I'm not there to hide things. And you know, I don't care how she thinks of what she thinks of me. I don't care if she leaves the session thinking, Jesus Christ, this lady's thoughts are dark or whatever. Like, that's the whole reason, the purpose of me being there. And I feel like as much as we tell our friends, we tell our partners things, we still tell them in a it's packaged nicely. You know what I mean? It doesn't come out exactly the way that you think it, you know what I mean? So with her, I'm able to just say, like, bitch, this is how I feel. I don't call her bitch, sorry, like, if that sounded like disrespectful, but I'm just like, girl, this is how I feel, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm worried about, this is, you know what I mean? And she just laid things down to me in a way, and I was like, yeah, ne? Yeah. So my last session was just beautiful. My last session was just really, really beautiful. And I'm also someone that struggles to live in the moment, because I tend to think about the future and tomorrow and what could happen and what could not happen and how I could potentially, like, you know, fix those things that could go wrong. And I need to learn to, I mean, I think it's good to plan things, definitely, I am someone who's a planner. I like having an agenda and having purpose in what I'm doing. But at the same time, there are certain moments where you have to sit and wait. Let things also evolve and see how they will go. You know what I mean? Instead of stressing too much. So yeah, I started therapy, and I think I'm going to be doing it for, well, now more frequent, and then when I feel like I've let things go and I'm feeling better, I could just do it like maybe twice a month or so. But yeah, as you said, all of this boils down to childhood, and it's just me now being in a position where I am, you know, kind of taking what do you call this thing that goes back into time? I'm taking a travel machine, and I'm going back into time, you know, looking at potential problems that I'm aware of and that I might also not be aware of, but also traveling back into the future and seeing how those things are now crippling me as a person, my mental health, my spirit, my relationships with friends, my relationships with partners, you know what I mean? And so it's just like you travel in between, and it's such an emotional process, having to go back to your childhood and relive certain things. Like and as much as like the sessions are online, there was a moment where I was so into my thoughts, or not, like in the process of telling her, you know, something, and I realized, God, like I think I was out of it for like maybe a minute or two, where I didn't feel like I was in the moment. You know what I mean? I felt like I was in that moment of, you know, what had happened. So yeah, I think it's good, because some of these things, you know, Gerry, like we keep them inside, and we don't talk about them. We go about our days, and we don't want to talk about it. Like nobody knows anything, you know. And I think just talking about it, and like with someone that you trust, because another thing that I also realize is that I talk a lot, and I think we all, in our friendship, we all like talk. Sorry, Gerry, the light in I cannot see. Sorry. Yeah, I think the light in your curtain, yes, that's a little bit better. It was very bright. Anyway, so I was saying.
No. Okay, wait. Is that better?
Do you see what it's doing, right?
Kind of. Maybe.
I guess there's nothing we can do.
Okay, wait. Better.
Okay, that's better. That's way better. Sorry. So I was saying that, like, we as a group, like, you know, we like to talk, and we feel connected to people by constantly like talking and talking and talking and talking. And sometimes I tend to be that person where like I need to always talk about everything. And when I don't talk, I sometimes feel like I feel disconnected to people, or I feel disconnected to someone. And I also realize that sometimes, like, me talking to you about something, or me talking to my boyfriend about something, or me talking to whoever about something, like those people aren't equipped to deal with